Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate, and I'm honored to be having with me in the studio for tonight Engineer Sherine Naggar, the International Transport Consultant. Thank you very much once again for being with us. We were speaking before the break about the capabilities of Egypt and the comments that we have heard for the past 10 or 13 years to be specific. But nowadays we are living the dream. We have the capability to dream of a better future.
Well, we are living part of the dream and not all of it. In fact, we are only on stage one. There is a lot more for Egypt to achieve. Considering our capabilities and our wealth generally, I think it should be well recognized that we have a long way to go in order to achieve the status of hubs like Singapore or Rotterdam or Hong Kong or any of those big hubs. It is easily realized also because we have the traffic, we have the know-how, we have the ports, we have the geographical location. So it is not really an easy task, especially considering we have the problems in Hormuz, we have the problems in Bab el-Mandab. And all these are basically setbacks, stumbling stones that, well, we want to move and there is a stone in the way. That's basically what has been happening to the Egyptian economy these days, the Egyptian transport network, that is. Transport is life. Very simply, if you look at your own body as a human being, if blood was not moving oxygen from one organ to another and removing carbon dioxide and toxins from your body, you wouldn't be alive.
Yes.
So it's very simple, and that is transport. Blood is transporting vital needs of the body from one organ to the other. Similarly, transport in any country, without proper and adequate transport, you will always have a very serious problem with development. You will basically be like a dead society, a closed society that cannot really develop, cannot really go any further, and will be becoming less and less exposed to the outside world, which means more and more underdevelopment. Now, in our case, no, the situation is different. We have built up a lot of roads, we have built up a lot of infrastructure, we have the capabilities to develop even further and build even more, although it has cost us a hell of a lot of money, but it is essential. The idea is that we are looking at transport today not as a train moving people from one city to another, or a bus moving people from one village to another village, or a truck with a few sheep or a few cattle going here or there. No, we are talking about modern transport, which is a completely integrated transport. Multimodal transport is something of the present and definitely of the future. There is no such a thing as just a ship going from one port to another and that's the end of the story. No, it doesn't stop there. It starts where you are loading the cargo, where you're manufacturing the cargo. It's a whole cycle. You take your raw materials to the assembly site or the factory. That's transport. You manufacture it and then you move it out to the export site. That's transport. You handle it on the port. That's transport. You move it on ships. That's transport. You take it onto the other end and then you discharge it and then you move it out into the consumer market. That's also transport. So you are talking about rail, you're talking about sea, you're talking about road, you're talking about logistics of the transport itself, how to handle the transport logistics in a sense that you will not stumble and stop in the middle, because without proper logistics, without proper planning, there is no proper transport.
Yes, and from transport we can focus on the economy and what happened after the June 30th revolution, and to be shedding more light on this phase, the important phase in the Egyptian history, more specifically politically and economically. I'm honored to be having with me over the phone Dr. Fouad Abu State, the Professor of Economics. Thank you very much, Doctor, for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate.
It's a pleasure to have you.
The pleasure is all mine. In your opinion, what are the main achievements that we have had after the June 30th revolution and under the tenure of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in the field of the economy?
Yes, with no doubt that Egypt has making a lot of good strides in building up its infrastructure. And without having this big infrastructure, will not be able to attract foreign investors and also to encourage the domestic trade between the part of the country. Also, infrastructure is essential to build another towns and villages around the Egypt and extending the livable area. Also, Egypt has making a lot of modern, I would say, modern infrastructures that compare with the highest advanced country. And yes, Egypt spend a lot of money on that.
Yes.
But I would say that the opportunity cost of building this infrastructure has paid off, because without building the infrastructures, we will not have this ledger of traveling around the country, and also reducing the cost of transportation, as your guests have mentioned. Modern infrastructure is essential, and without having this infrastructure, we will not be able to build a modern economy.
Yes, and specifically focusing on the national projects that we have seen in the past 10 to 13 years. How do you see the importance of basing the Egyptian economy on the national projects and to be having long-term growth for the Egyptian economy?
Yes, with the building the mega project, as we call it, it is essential, as I have said, and it's important. And without it, you will not be able to have this big ports, big transportation roads, as also bridges, and also besides this, also this enable you to expand the livable area, and which also allow you to create a new cities, like 6th of October, Zayed, Tagammo, and New October, among others.
Yes.
Also, this is also create more jobs, and also advance and put a lot of investment on that. Also helping the infrastructure to build the modern economy, as well as building the houses for the people. Egypt's population is growing very fast, and the government has making a lot of strides to accommodate the increasing in the populations by expanding the infrastructure. Egypt has been ranked one of the advanced developed countries compared to other developed countries, compared the infrastructure. And I think this is also to say, yes, I mean, now you'll be proud even to drive your car around Egypt, as well as you do it in any advanced country or in the United States. So I think the country has made a lot of important steps toward modernizing the infrastructure.
Yes, and finally, Dr. Fouad, how do you see the Egypt Vision 2030 more specifically being based on those national projects? And one of them are the new cities, the smart cities, including the new capital.
Yes, the new capital is an important move, important vision of our president, who initiated and promoted and supported and stand behind it. Now we look at the new capital is important. It's modernized, and also facilitates the transportation, communications, and then you feel proud that the smart towns and villages being built up around. The vision of 2030 is an essential to allocate a lot of investment towards more of the advanced mega projects. And also this is important to encourage the private sector to participate on the development and allow the COC, for example, to allow the participation of the public and private sectors, and also encourage the foreign investors as well. This is important and a hot issue, and I think, like I said, I mentioned minutes ago, Egypt has making a lot of good strides towards building a modern infrastructure.
Yes, Dr. Fouad Abu State, the Professor of Economics, thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate over the phone. Engineer Sherine and Naggar, one of the main points and the topics that we have tackled with Dr. Fouad were the national projects. One of them was the Suez Canal, the new Suez Canal that we have inaugurated under the tenure of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, something that has enhanced the transportation not just regionally or continentally, but globally.
Very true. The inauguration of the second phase of the Suez Canal, or the duplication of the traffic lanes of the Suez Canal.
Yes.
I mean, half the Suez Canal now is two ways, basically like a two-way road. This has given a boost to the Suez Canal traffic, a huge boost to the Suez Canal traffic. We at one stage in 2023we were handling something in the region between 100 and 106, 110 ships going through the Suez Canal every day until this crisis of the Houthi took place. The intention was, and still is, to develop the Suez Canal, the southern sector of the Suez Canal, which is the harder part because the soil there is very hard, it's rock. To develop it in such a way that you will have a free flow of traffic between Suez and Port Side. You arrive and just you go through because there's going to be a water lane open to you all the time.
Yes.
Now that has attracted a lot of traffic. It has served more the industry than it has served the Suez Canal. And has actually, Egypt in that respect, when it was announced that Egypt's gift to the world, it was very true, because when you have a container line going through the Suez Canal and it's taking 24 hours to transit, then they move to the next port and to the next port. They have a window, a certain number of hours that they have to arrive and operate. Now, if we save them 11 hours instead of 22, 24 hours, we give them only 11 hours to transit. That 11-hour window gives them an additional port to call en route on track, either before coming to the Suez Canal or after transiting the Suez Canal. So in both cases, this has enhanced the supply chain capabilities of the shipping lines. It has improved a great deal. The crisis we are in at the moment, because of the Houthi, and all shipping lines are scared to go through the Suez Canal, to actually go through the Red Sea altogether for that matter. I think that is going to weather away with time, but unfortunately at the expense of the Egyptian budget, because we are losing a lot of money there. That is one thing. The most important aspect of any mega project, be it the Suez Canal or be it any other project, industrial project, or even infrastructure projects, is maintenance and maintenance and maintenance. Upkeep. How we are spending billions and billions of pounds on roads, and then suddenly we do not upkeep those roads. We do not make sure that those roads, when there is a pothole somewhere or when there is a deficiency in a place somewhere, we don't immediately patch it and repair it, because then it becomes the hole which is 1 meter. With the traffic going on top of it, it becomes 3 meters, it becomes 5 meters, and the whole road starts to collapse. That is the whole thing. Maintenance is extremely important. Upkeep is extremely important, and that comes with the culture. When we buy equipment, for example, any equipment has got its lifetime. I need to change a certain component of the machine after so many working hours, even if that component is still functioning. Oh, sorry, no, it's not functioning, keep it going. No, you don't keep it going, you take it off and you put a new one in, because that's how you keep your machine going. This education is extremely important. This culture of maintenance, cultures of after building, post erection stage, post opening stage, is extremely important. That you must have adequate maintenance, and the culture of maintenance and upkeep has got to be very much built in. As much as you have built roads, you have to build a culture that goes along with it. That's extremely important.
Yes, Engineer Sherine Naggar, the International Transport Consultant. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Anytime. And this brings us to the end of the Daily Debate for tonight. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.